Hello guys, my name is Plamen. Again, it's Monday and it's time for our weekly Forex forecast for the upcoming week. As usual, we are gonna look at the news that are coming and also we'll take a look at the currency pairs and the gold. So, let's not waste more time and let's start with the news and let's see what news we can expect for the upcoming week. Okay, Monday. Today, there are a lot of holidays for the United Kingdom and the United States, also for the Switzerland. So probably we won't see any huge movements for the pound and the US dollar, but there's or every day there is a chance to see some huge movements. Okay, tomorrow, Tuesday, we have only the CB consumer confidence for the US dollar. On Wednesday, there is the German unemployment change for May and the German CPI. So we can see some good movement in the currency pairs with the euro. Also, the President Lagarde is gonna speak, so probably a very good movements are expected. You have to know that when there is some president of some central bank, there is a lot of volatility on the market and you have to be careful. Also, the GDP for the Canadian dollar on Wednesday and the JOLT job openings for April for the United States. On Thursday, there are the retail sales for the Australian dollar, also the German manufacturing PMI, and for the euro, the CPI. This is on monthly basis. Probably this news it's gonna bring a lot of movements and we have to be careful. We don't have to trade before this news. We have to trade probably 1 hour after the news come up. Also, this mm, news at 14:30 for the euro, the European Central Bank is gonna publish the account of the monetary policy, and this is uh, sometimes these news brings a lot more movements than the news for the customer price index. So you have to know that these news, the leaders of the European Central Bank are telling why they have made the decisions to increase the interest rate or to decrease it, and these news sometimes bring a lot more movements, a lot more volatility. And after that, there are some news for the US dollar, the non-farm employment change, the initial jobless claims, also the ISM manufacturing PMI, and the crude oil inventories. And you have to be prepared for some movements here. And at Friday, there is gonna be a lot of volatility. You can see the non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. And as usual, at the first Friday, I mean the last the first Friday of the month, these news come up, and there is a big fight between all the big players in the market, so you have to stay away for like an hour after the news came out. Okay, these are the important news for this week. I'm sorry for my voice. There is a small problem. I'm gonna fix it for the next week. And let's move to the charts and see what we expected last week, what happened, and what we can expect for the upcoming week. These are the charts. And let's take a look. First at euro dollar. I think the picture was at 4 hour time frame. Yeah, there it is. And the price was over here. Let me see, just like here. Okay, here we had a zone. Let me just draw it. Okay, we said that here are two possibilities. The first one was that the price will hit this supply zone over here and will make a new down movement. The second one was that the price will break this 4-hour trend line and we're gonna make some retracement to retest this high over here and see some up movement. Well, as you see, the price didn't touch this zone for probably 2 pips to 3 pips and made the down movement. And as you can see, now on this 4-hour trend line, we have a 3, 4, 5 consecutive points. So the price is rejecting and probably now it's making some kind of triangle here. And what we can expect? For now, there is not very clear where the price will go. We have a daily level right here on this low over here. And there is a good chance that the price to break this daily trend line, because here we can see there is a triangle pattern. There is not valid triangle still, but if it make another pushback from the down trend line and then to break it, it's gonna be a valid triangle. So first we are gonna expecting if the price breaks and closes below this wick over here, we are gonna looking for some short positions to, I don't know, this lows over here. And the second, it's gonna be this point of interest, which is on 4-hour time frame, and it is around the weekly level. Because here you can see very clear downtrend on 4-hour. On the daily time frame, there is you can see a clear movement, and there is a chance the price to make some retracement on the higher time frames. But on the lower time frames, it has its retracement, so it is possible the price to continue to go down. But if the price push back from this daily level and it goes up, probably it will hit some of the levels of Fibonacci. It will retest this low over here. And with some candlestick formation, there is a good chance the price to continue to go down. This is for the euro dollar. Let's move to pound dollar. Okay, pound dollar. Let's see what we expected last week. The picture was again, let me just see on 4-hour time frame. Let's see. Yeah, the price was just here. And we said there is a good chance that it will push back from the supply zone. It will make a new down movement. Or the other option was here we had a demand zone that the price has just touched it. And there is a good chance also the price to make a good up movement. Well, this supply zone was much stronger, and after this you can see the price has made very long down movement. It almost touched this point of interest, which is still valid because it the price didn't reach it. And for the next week, there are a couple of options here. On the higher time frame, you can see the price has made a strong down movement. Now it's time for some retracement, but we don't know when this retracement is going to start. Probably there is a chance this week to see some retracement to levels of Fibonacci and to see a new down movement. This on the higher time frame. On the lower time frame, which is the 4-hour, there are two options. Now we can see the price has made an impulse wave and a retracement to the Fibonacci level, but it didn't start to make a strong movement yet. It's making some kind of consolidation, and there is a good chance that the price will reach this 4-hour trend line. And if we see some confirmation, some candlestick pattern, we are gonna enter in short positions to the point of interest and even to the next daily level, which is around this high and this lows over here. The second option is the price. If it continue, if it starts to make a retracement on the higher time frame, probably it will break this trend line. It will hit the point of interest, which is on 1 hour. It's gonna make some retracement to retest this high and the trend line, and we're gonna see some good movement to this point of interest, which is on 1 hour over here. This is still valid. That's why we think if the price breaks this 4 hour trend line, it will make a retracement and a new up movement here. These are the two options. It's not very clear what is gonna happen, but if we see some candlestick formation here, we are gonna enter in short positions. If it breaks it, and make a retest, we are gonna enter in long positions. Okay, let's move to euro to Japanese yen. All right, so the price was just right here. We said that there is a good chance to see some retracement because on this clear impulse wave there was no retracement, and there was a possibility the price to reach the levels of Fibonacci and this zone, this demand zone over here, and to see some up movement. And as you can see, the price did not make the retracement to level 50, but it went to some side movement here, and then it started to make a new up movement. You can see an impulse wave, a retracement, another one. These are small movements, but still they're impulse waves. And now there is a good chance the price to make a consecutive point on this 4 hour trend line. Or the other option is, here we can see we have good demand zone. Let me just point it out. That is a demand zone. And there is a good chance because we use I'm sorry guys. Here we have a demand zone, and if we see on 1 hour time frame, we can see that we have a grab liquidity and a breaker structure, and we use another thing that we mm, implement in our trading, the volume profiles. So we can see that there is a good chance the price to make a pushback from this demand zone and to see some up movement, as we can see here. Because on this impulse wave, now the price has reached levels of Fibonacci, level 61.8, and there is a good chance the price to make an up movement. Okay, let's move to pound yen. Let's see the picture from the last week. It was on 4 hour time frame. And let's see, the price was just here. We expected we expected that the price will make a down movement to the daily trend line, and we can see a pushback, then a new up movement. I'm sorry for the interruptions, guys, but my voice it's pretty mess. I'm trying to continue. Now, as we said, we expected some retracement and some up movement from pound yen. It didn't make the retracement, it made a side movement, and then we saw in Friday an up movement here. Okay, what we expect for the upcoming week, there is a good chance that pound yen is gonna follow the euro yen. It will make some retracement to the demand zone over here, and the next expected level is the monthly one, which is over here. But if we take a look on the daily time frame, on this huge impulse wave, the price hasn't made any retracement. There is a chance the price to make a retracement to levels of Fibonacci to the daily trend line, and then to see the up movement that we expect. The other option is, if the price breaks this daily trend line, to make a retest on the previous lows, and then to see a new down movement. This on the higher time frame. On the 4 hour it's different. So we are gonna execute what we see. We just have to be patient. Okay, let's move to Euro to Australian dollar. Let's take a look at the picture from the last week. It was on a daily time frame. Wow. Okay, so this is Euro to Australian dollar. Last week, we saw that there is a chance the price to make a flat pattern over here. I'm sorry, guys. My colleague is gonna continue from here, so I'm leaving you for now. I'll see you next week. My colleague is gonna take the analysis from here.
Okay, hello guys. My colleague has some problems with the voice, so I'm gonna continue for now. Okay, euro to Australian dollar. Last week we said that some flag formation is forming, but because of the news, the price breaks this trend line, breaks the structure of this flag. So now, for now, on a daily time frame, we have a new impulse in a correction on a Fibonacci level. But if we take a look on the 4-hour time frame, we may see some pushback from this area right here, this demand zone or this swing level, and to see new bullish movement, and then eventually, yeah, maybe the price will reach this demand zone and see some bullish movement up to here to these levels, and we may see some divergency, uh, breakout of RSI. So it looks good for now. Okay, let's continue to British pound to Australian dollar. Let me. Okay, last week we said that here we have a very nice supply zone from which we may see some bearish movement. As you can see, the price reached this area and make the bearish movement, but on the trend line, it's in some support on the trend line and couldn't break this trend line. So now we have a new impulse, and as the euro to Australian dollar, we may see a pushback from this swing zone. We have very nice area again right here. So we may see another point on the trend line and new bullish movement up to these areas right here. Okay, euro, New Zealand dollar. Again, here we have a breakout. Let me check what we expected last week. Okay, here we said that if the price continue downward, we may see entry on strategy of trading breakouts. Otherwise, we may see a pushback from this zone right here. So as you can see, we had some news and the price break this trend line and make a huge impulse upward. So now we are expecting some retracement up to the Fibonacci level, or to take this imbalance and to reach this demand zone from which we may see a new bullish movement. Because as you know, whenever there are so big impulses like that with the imbalances, the price most of the time return to take this gap. British pound to New Zealand dollar, the same thing here. The Let me see. Okay, it was absolutely the same. If the price continued downwards, we may enter. We waited to enter a strategy of trading breakouts. Otherwise, we expected to see some retracement to some third point on the trend line, but the price made a huge impulse. So again, now, as you can see, the price breaks the previous tops. So this tells us that maybe a new bullish movement, a new impulse, a new bullish trend, excuse me, is forming. So we expect to see some retracement on Fibonacci. We mark our swing zone here, so we will see. As you know, they are in correlation with euro to New Zealand dollar, so we are going to wait to see some nice retracement from some area and to see new bullish impulse. Okay, golds for now. So golds for now, there is nothing clear. Uh, it is the same on 404 gold. So for now, we are going to wait to see some clear movement, and from there, to enter into some trades or to see some strategy form. But we are going to wait today we are not going to enter into any trades on goats. So guys, I think that is for now. Excuse us, we had some problems, but I think everything is good for now. If there is anything else, we are going to make daily updates in our Discord group. So see you there. Okay, guys, that was everything for today. See you next time.